Hello everyone, welcome to another season of RimWorld. We're now in Alpha 16 Wanderlust, which introduces a lot of new things, like traveling on a world map. That's now a thing. So, for this release, we're going to be playing through. We're not going to be playing with all that many mods. I do have a couple of them. My Miss Carsonell theme mod, which is updated on the Steam Workshop, by the way. Mad Skills Tiered. Efficient Lights, and Refugee Stats. We're not going to go for any major ones. Just some small little tweaks. Efficient Lights makes lights take less power, which, you know, I feel like they take a bit too much power. Refugee Stats lets us know about people who want refuge. It's quite simple. And Mad Skills Tiered, if we get to level 20, we stay at level 20. Let's start a new colony, shall we? Oh, as usual, you've come to expect of me, I have another scenario ready. We have the Shipwrecked Soldiers, which I updated to Alpha 16. Haven't actually released on the workshop ever, but I've gone ahead and I've modified it a bit to incorporate the Wanderlust mechanic a bit more. Or rather, fit the theme a bit better. Wandering Pirates. You play as a bunch of pirates whose ship got destroyed when they were on the planet. They were raiding a local RimWorld when it got destroyed in orbit. Now it's up to them to survive on this planet or escape to continue their pirate career. Your faction will be a new arrivals. You start with 5 people to speed the game up a little bit. Our people will be between 18 and 40 years old. You don't really grow all that old in a pirate life, after all. Player starting characters will have 40% chance to be a masochist. Player starting characters will have a 20% chance to be a psychopath. We start with gun turrets and mortars research, because hey, we're pirates. Mental break threshold will be universally multiplied by 20%, so 1/5. Should result in less mental breaks. Incident stable short circuit, I guess I still really don't like that incident. And I don't feel like it's been balanced yet at all, so that's not going to be a concern of us. We will start with 3 assault rifles, 1 survival rifle, 3 steel military helmets, 120 packaged survival meals, 15 medicine, 30 components, and a bit of steel and wood. Map is scattered with 10 ship junks, 720 steel and 8 packaged survival meals. I put the ship junks in there because, well, our ship got blown up. It fits the theme. And going with that, as soon as we get into the game, you'll see a little story bit that I've written up. I always like to include a little bit of fluff. You know, scenario, it's gotta have a bit of a world building. And that also explains the huge amount of packaged survival meals and whatnot. So let's get started, shall we? I want to go for Randy Random on Rough this time. So that should mix things up a little bit. No longer will we go with Cassandra. We can die in 5 episodes. We can die in... We can never die, you know? We'll see. Randy doesn't care. Alright, for our seed... Our seed, not seed. We will be going with pirates to fit the theme. We'll put it at 100% so we can cover the entire globe of the planet. Now there are 2 sliders here. Overall rainfall and overall temperature. I think putting the temperature up to high increases the amount of desert you have. If you put it to low, like most of the planet will be covered by ice. If you put rainfall up all the way up, like the entire equator and like a good third of the planet will be covered by rainforests. If you put it to low, you're gonna have a pure desert planet. I'm gonna go with mixed. Maybe go a little bit more rain. Yeah, we'll put it up like 1 notch. And temperature we'll leave at default. I'll generate a world and I'll see you in a minute or so, because it does take a little bit to generate a full world. Alright, look at that! We have our planet over here. We can rotate by holding the middle mouse button or just moving the mouse up to the screen. It will automatically start panning. We've got the entire globe available to us. We've got the North Pole, we've got the South Pole, we've got everything. It's a beautiful new feature. We can land pretty much anywhere. We can the tundra, we can land in the desert. Temperate forest, we've got boreal forest over there. We've got arid shrubland. We've got the desert, extreme desert. Hell, we can even land on the ice sheet, and the sea ice. Permanent ice sheets flowing on water. No soil, no plants, no minerals to mine, and very few animals. Travel is very slow due to the deep snow and crevices. One of the most recent additions to our biomes here. In the true Wanderlust spirit though, I'm not gonna pick the landing site that I want. Ideally, I would like to end up in mountainous or large hills, temperate forest for this one, because we're gonna be wandering a lot, right? We're just gonna select random. It's gonna drop us in Boreal Forest. Interesting. We actually land pretty close to possibly a temperate forest where I'd like to be. We are on the mainland, so we're not on like a little island here, which, well, interesting. It's not really, it doesn't really provide you any places to go, sadly, although I have kind of lost my landing spot now. It should be, there it is. So, we land over here, quite close to us. It's gonna be one, I think that's a settlement belonging to, like, neutral... God, I forgot the word. Yeah, they're gonna be hostile. I think they're gonna be, just a survivor town. They'll have modern, like, stuff. We've got a lot of pirates nearby. All those Skull and Bones. Those are all hostile faction bases. And I love, by the way, how you could just zoom in and you can see a little compound. You know, a wall, a couple of buildings. Oh, if we go over to, like, the tribal encampment over here, you can see that's just a bunch of huts. Ah, I really like this. So yeah, I think we'll be touching down here. Eventually we'll move on. Eventually we'll move on over to more temperate lands. Perhaps more people to raid as well. Stone types will have granite, marble, and sandstone. Summer movement time. Winter movement time. Yeah, there's current, like, different travel times depending on if you're in the summer or if you're in the winter. It's really cool. It's really cool. So let's get into it, shall we? I would like to do some advanced tweaking here. I want a large map. 300 by 300. It's gonna get us some performance issues, but I like to have bigger maps. Hopefully that'll stick with us as we traverse and go to new maps. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little bit sad. Let's get into it, shall we? Now we'll meet you in a minute. Again, when we've got our actual colonists that we'll be undertaking this journey with. Okay, so here's our motley crew of pirates, basically. We've got Pina over here, 35 years old, asthma in both her lungs, which we should be able to remedy that at some point with new lungs, taken from some healthy prisoners. But yeah, child spy, grew up to be a teacher. Well, that's a decent amount of traits. She is steadfast, so even less mental break chance, and she's a masochist. There's something exciting about getting hurt. She doesn't know why, she's just wired differently. Stats, not great, but we do have a lot of passions, a lot of interest, and a burning passion for shooting. So Pina over here is going to be one of the backbones of our military, basically. Next up, Dr. Morton. He's now taking patients. He is our medicine, he's going to be our doctor, for all intents and purposes. He was a sickly child. He's only 19 at the moment, so he doesn't have an adult backstory anymore. That's a change they've recently implemented. And I kind of like that. It allows us to shape Morton as we please. He's got an interest in shooting, animals, medicine, research, and he is a passionate grower. So he's going to be taking care of our food and our wounded. He can defend himself in a pickle, but we'd also like him to do some research. That would be great. Next up, Anastelle. Anna, who was a wreckage explorer when she was a child. 2 generations before Anna was born, an apocalyptic war dragged her home planet into anarchy. Anna was tasked with watching her tribe's herds, but often shirks her duties to go exploring the crashed warships scattered around the planet. So you know, it's quite easy to imagine why she became a pirate. Adulthood became a charity worker. Glitter worlds are havens of safety and comfort for those lucky enough to live there. But Anna could not ignore nearby planets where people suffered in poverty. She spent her working life appealing for donations and supporting those in need. During one of those expeditions, she was picked up by her pirate crew, more or less taken prisoner, and later on decided to join them. Claustrophobic, so you do not want any bionics, but you are industrious. Global work speed plus 35%. You are passionate, very burningly passionate in social and in construction, so you can recruit any prisoners we take, or ransom them. You know, and you're going to be building our base for us. You're also very good at research, and you have an interest in growing, so you and Morton can take care of the food that we will have to grow. Next up, UKC James, Mikhail Desena. Was a military slave. A medieval slave, not a military slave. Dear lord. Grew up pulling carts and digging holes in a medieval world. Simple manual labor is his oldest companion, along with a master's lash. He didn't learn to read until age 9. So yeah, he's not going to be very good at research, which is fine. We have 2 people already capable of taking care of research. Dislikes women. He's very neurotic, so his mental break threshold is a bit higher, but he's going to be working a lot faster. So he's going to be good to have like as an initial crafter. And aside from that, he's going to be a decent addition to our militia here. And we might just specialize him in melee later on, because he does have a burning passion for it. Finally, we have Megumi Meritrix Desena. We've got a lot of people here that actually know each other. And well, James and Anna are actually married. And Meritrix is the mother-in-law. Oh dear, poor James. Right, Meritrix, you were a scout as a child. Born to colonial administrators from a small imperial power, Meritrix was enrolled in a youth program that taught military scouting skills. She learned how to survive in the wilderness, to obey, not to ask questions. So, good at shooting, very good at shooting in fact, burning passion, and a burning passion for social, but not much else. Traits include masochist, sanguine, so less mood-breaking, because you have a permanent plus 12, and teetotaler. You don't want nothing to do with alcohol or anything like that. That's good. Let's just hope that James doesn't actually accidentally shoot his mother-in-law in the back. Oh, this is going to be fun. Right. Let's get started, shall we? We're actually going to be touching down now. Boreal should be fine. I think we'll stock up on a bunch of wood. And then we'll bring it with us, because hey, we can bring it with us. We can make caravans. 'Tis good to be a pirate. People don't tend to argue when you demand their cargo in your heavily armed spaceship. The downside is, you can't just fly up to a spaceport and resupply. You have to land on a planet, and forage and scavenge accordingly. On one of those resupply trips, your luck finally ran out. The Navy caught up with you, destroyed your ship in orbit. Unbeknownst to them, you and 4 other compatriots landed on the planet earlier to gather some supplies and perhaps visit some of the locals. Without a spaceship, looks like you'll be stuck here for a while. Of course, being pirates, you can proceed however you please. Will you destroy local settlements to build your own? Will you travel to planets, looking for a means of escape? Or will you simply get mauled to death by a bunch of angry wargs? Who knows? It is good to be a pirate. So yeah, I like writing little backstories like that. Our people, as you can see, did not spawn in drop pods because we already were on the planet. Packaged survival meals because obviously we were preparing our own ascent, so it makes sense that we already have them. We got some components from talking with the locals. And we're basically surrounded by a bunch of wood and other useful things. Map's pretty light. We could use this rock to build a bit of a base. Some survival meals right over there. Some more over there, so we're all gonna scavenge them up. There's a lot of muffalo here. I would like to tame a few muffalo if at all possible. Because muffalo, well, they're pretty useful. I would like to use them as a couple of pack animals for our caravans rather, since we will be employing those now. So I think we're gonna go. You're a male, age 5. I'm gonna tame you. Another male, age 5. With a male, age 1 here. Female, age 1. Gonna try and find another female if we can. Female, age 3. There we go. Female, age 7. So we're trying to get up to 6 buffalo here right now, just to start us off. 3 male, 3 female, to hopefully make sure that we have a decent amount of people. Now, we do start with 5 people. We're roughly going to eat like 2 meals per day. We've got 120 survival meals because we're preparing for our ship to take off. Those are not going to last us all that long. Thankfully, we landed in the middle of summer, so we have a growing season. I think I'll start us off with a growing zone right here. We're going to make it a large one. And we're going to grow... Yeah, I think we're going to go for a bunch of rice over there. That's lichen-covered dirt. Okay, good to know. They did change the color of rich soil, as we can see over here. So we may want to include like a growing zone over here. We're going to grow some potatoes over there. I don't really like to grow anything too long form, seeing how we're basically going to be in a boreal forest. That will impede our growing at some point. Got a lot of plants already harvestable though, so I don't think food will be an issue in the short term. In the short term. My God, I am terrible at speaking today. We're just gonna build a simple room over here. Just very simple, a basic shelter. Can always cut down some more trees if we need it. There we go. We're gonna build a temporary base over here. And then I think we'll include a stockpile inside there. Storage tab. Yeah, I'm already... I'm familiar with how to store things, it's fine. Thank you. And we will start deconstructing these ship chunks. They will get us a bit of supplies. They will get us some components, more importantly. And since we will be moving on from here eventually, the faster we get those ship chunks deconstructed, the better. There we go. We've got some people currently building the base. Cutting down some trees as well. We'll just get rid of those trees since we don't really need them. It does say now when things are deteriorating due to being on roof, so that's good. And hopefully we'll have ourselves a base fairly soon. Anna, you're incapable of shooting, right. I want you, and I want you to equip the weapons. They are starting to degrade a little bit, so the sooner we can get them equipped and ready to go, the better we will be. There we go. Beautiful. Now we still have one assault rifle. I think I'll give it to James. Yeah, I'll give it to James. There we go. Now as soon as we're done over here, like building this little sleeping hall, I guess. We're gonna make it communal for now. Damn it. Photocopy and deconstruct. Cannot photocopy anymore. There we go. That's gonna be our sleeping spots, basically, for now. Again, I don't intend on staying here for too long. So... we're not really going to invest as much as I otherwise would in defenses and whatnot. Although I will ask that the... oh, you're getting treatment. Yeah, for your asthma. That's fine, but I don't want to use medicine. Another new change, by the way, that they introduced is that now, prisoners no longer get the best medicine by default. They will default to herbal medicine, if I remember correctly. Although, if you do recruit them, they will immediately go up to best possible medicine, so keep an eye on that. So for that case, for now, we're going to turn everyone to no medicine, because we need to save that for serious injuries. There we go. Now you can actually see little circles over here. I think that's the treatment quality. Interesting. Yeah, Peanut is not going to be a very fast walker at the beginning here, because, well, the asthma does slow her down. There we go, we are now roofing this area. Good. Very good. Let's start mining these compacted machinery. We've got enough food to last us a bit. We have the growing zone set up. They should be able to go there and do things at some point. What I think I'll do is I'll include a butchery table. So we can start getting ourselves some meat. You know, we do plan on staying here for a little bit. Get ourselves built up a little bit. But I don't want to stay here for too long. As soon as we get some muffalo and like the capability to really travel around, I think we'll take off. There we go. Mine some more components. I don't currently have all that many, but then again, we still have 30 lying over here. And we're slowly like growing our rice over here, which is nice. I want to try and keep these survival meals for a while. Don't think you can actually make those yet, so that's going to be a problem. Would be cool if you could cook them. But I guess pemmican will have to do for our own long time excursions. You know, we're going to be able to, once we move to a temperate, like, forest, we should be able to grow a lot more throughout the year, rather than staying in this boreal forest. Which in turn will hopefully mean that we should have less food issues than we had in the last series. At some point we ran out of food and things started getting pretty grim. Oh yeah, we need a 5th bed. I'm a dummy. Right. It's fine. They do now show little, like, thought bubbles when they get a positive or a negative thing, so that's good. Which a creature, do forever. We're now set up to do hunting, basically. Good. Anything I'd like to begin with? Well, deconstruct more of those ship chunks, that would be great. We'll start hunting some small game, like raccoons and squirrels. Some rats as well. I don't want to go after the caribous yet. Although, you know what, let's just do it. What's the worst that could possibly happen, right? Start mining out some more components here for the long term. Hunt another raccoon over there, because hey, why not? They're there. Might as well shoot them. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Again, I don't intend on staying here for a while. But we may have to build some temporary defenses. Some sandbags, perhaps, to give us some cover. But anyway, with all the preparation and whatnot, I think this is going to be a decent place to end it here for this little first episode. If you enjoyed the video, and perhaps like enjoy the scenario that we've picked for this time, you know, let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below as well. Some new support for the new series, it's going to be great. God, I butchered that horribly. Anyway, if you want to watch more RimWorld but you are not yet subscribed to the channel, do consider hitting that subscribe button. Helps out the channel, helps out me, and you get notified of when new videos go live. It's a win-win, really. Until next time, have a good one, folks.